Hey everyone, Devin here. So made final three of the Chase 7. It was a great season, a hard season, a lot of competitors. A pretty short season actually, thanks to a few twists and somebody getting four people out in one round. But anyway, so I'm here to say, in true Devin style, doing a vlog. I played a game that I feel was suited to my style, which was pretty low key in the beginning. I didn't want to ruffle any feathers, and so I made some inroads with some people, but also I made sure that I played a game that I wanted to play. Um, didn't really do anything too controversial. Basically, just showed up, made alliances, and that was like the beginning of the game. But then in the middle of the game, it was around. It was probably like the biggest moment of the season where Danny and Sarah had somewhat of a blow up, and yeah. So what I felt I needed to do in that round was basically say, okay, this is my time to step up, and that's about the time in the season where I started to make, my allies more concrete. You could say Danny was definitely probably my number one ally in this game, and of course I had others that would work with me from round to round. But I would just, whatever fit best for me is what I did. So I did do Tawny with like Sarah. So I mean, I didn't just do what everybody else wanted me to do as far as people I was aligned with. I did what I felt was best. Tawny was great, but it was going to be around where possibly four people could go home. Um, so I just felt that made the most sense to do. But anyway, so we had about 7 rounds, and I mean, getting things done in these 7 rounds was pretty critical because, especially at the beginning with the duos, so many people went home, and so I mean, managing the game was pretty tough, especially if your partner would do something. Luckily, I had Chris, so I mean, Chris is pretty great, but unfortunately, it kind of fell to a two sided game, you could say. Um, you had what you could call, what people would call the Sarah ring, like her people. I think she was just part of an alliance. I don't necessarily think she was the ringleader. And then you had like a Danny side for people who would side with like more with Danny. And I typically played with Danny, but there were a couple rounds where I didn't agree that it was the best move, so I did my own thing. But anyway, so made it to Final Four. Danny didn't choose to save me. Crushed heart. But I came in, and unfortunately Typo decided that he said he didn't really want to play the challenge. And I played it, and I did the best I could. People can criticize me that I only got a 30 and like out of a possible like 160 or something. Um, but I did what I could when I could. We all have real life. So when I could play, I could, and that's what I did for the whole game. Though, is I made sure that even when my challenge skills weren't exactly the best, I do feel that I was socially aware of what was going on, and I always made sure that I was in a safe position. So I'm in the final three with two Dannys, so we can see Danny in the finals if that's what you'd like to see. Personally, I think Sea Runner's going to blow either of us out of the water probably. But it depends on what kind of final you want to see and what you want to see going forward. And obviously, Danny, Sea Runner, I've played many games with him. We've been together several times on the site, and we've been allies, we've been enemies. It's been up and down. Daniel T, though, somewhat newer to the site for me. Didn't really get to know him that well, unfortunately. I know we played a pretty low-key game, but those are the final three. I feel I did what I had to get here, and I would love to be in the final chase and just show my skills. I think that I can pull out a stunner, really I do. So anyway, love you guys and hope to answer more questions. Talk to you later. White chocolate out.